All right, so check this, right? I just wanted to tap in real quick and add on to the conversation about finding your purpose in life and where I think you should look, right? I want y'all to be mindful of something. Whenever I speak, this is from my experience. Y'all excuse the fireworks in the background. This is from my experience. This is what works for me. These are my answers, right? Your answer might be different from my answer. So I want y'all to be mindful of that. I don't care who y'all listening to, who y'all look to for guidance, for clarity. If it does not resonate with you, leave it where it's at. If it does not sit right with your spirit, leave it where it's at. Now, the reason why I told y'all should look into y'all childhood, I'm not saying you did this thing there. What I'm saying is this is where you experienced the highest level of freedom. And this is also where you got lost for the most part, from people I've encountered, from the conversations I had with people, from hearing people's stories, from listening to people. A lot of us get lost. I definitely got lost in my childhood. I definitely experienced my highest level of freedom in my childhood. So there's a lot of things that need to be addressed because this is the person we forget about. We forget about our inner child and the fact that this is the person that needs to be healed in order for you to receive clarity in life. In order for you to get back to that level of freedom, you have to address your inner child. You have to go back there and address some issues. Now, it's not reliving those moments. It's a revisiting. Because a lot of people be like, I don't know why I got to relive. You're reliving it anyway because you never addressed it. It's just different characters, different dialogues, different situations, same outcome. So I'm not telling you have to relive it because you're already doing that anyway, just in different ways. But until you revisit where things kind of went left for you, where you lost yourself, that's where you're going to find yourself. That's where you're going to get back to your highest level of freedom is right there. We don't own our bodies. A lot of us don't own our bodies because of things that happen en route to adulthood. A lot of us don't own our own opinions. A lot of us got lost through parenting, through television, through other influences around us, just that pressure, right? So I want y'all to think about this, right? When you was in school, now how many of y'all, and be honest, how many of y'all had a teacher to ask you what you want to be when you grow up? And you only had options like firefighter, police officer, doctor, teachers, like whatever we were shown or given examples of like being when we get older, it capped us. It limited us, a lot of us in our thinking. We didn't think it was options outside of that. So yes, I think going back to your childhood is important. Let me tap into this comment. You know, a young lady who made a comment on the video. Hold on. Her comment was, when I was a child, I wanted to be an airline pilot. After I grew up and earned a little money, I took flying lessons. Well, turns out I have no sense of direction and I have a fear of heights. So perhaps childhood dreams and aspirations aren't the gold standard. Okay, so it's not a lot of details there, but let me ask you this, or something you can ask yourself. Was that dream supported as a child? Was you put into situations to even test out your fear of heights, or if just testing out heights, period? Have you flown as a child? Have your parents or whoever, brought you up, raised you, have they put you in situations where you could even know? Did you feel supported in that? Because it shouldn't take you getting into your adulthood to know that you have no sense of direction and that you're afraid of heights. What took place that made you afraid of heights? Some things scare us away from certain things. Let me tell y'all a little story about me, right? Now, I also want to let me also put this out there, because sometimes what you're passionate about can be separate from your purpose. But I also know that what you're passionate about leads you to your purpose, or supports, or it strengthens you to walk in your purpose, right? My story, like when I was a child, I love writing music, right? But I got into writing music because we didn't have an outlet to express ourselves. We didn't have all of that. Communication, emotional support, affection. We didn't have none of that. Okay. So I found a way to express myself. I fell in love with that form of communication. It started off with poetry. Then it transitioned to me writing music, right? Music is something that I'm passionate about, but it's not my purpose. My purpose is to help people mentally shift. Now, I didn't like that for a long time because it was draining, because my heart was too big. I take on other people's stuff. I didn't know how to separate people's personal problems from my own. I carried other people's weight. So that I wasn't passionate about it. But I also noticed as a child how many people gravitated toward me. Even young, it's almost like they didn't have an outlet and they could just meet me in a store, and it happened all the way from my childhood all the way until I was an adult. But people just felt safe. Their secrets, whatever they was ashamed of normally, just felt safe with a stranger. I always had people doing that. But what got me into certain spaces is me doing music. So even though I'm passionate about music and I don't think music is my purpose, music is for me. It helps me. That's my release. While I'm letting everybody else release, or I'm helping other people shift in some shape or form, or at least assisting them. I hate saying helping, but anyway, assisting them and shifting in some shape or form. I needed my way. I needed something for me. And that's for me. It supports my purpose. It keeps me mentally stable to walk in my purpose. I also believe that we are all here to serve one another in some shape or form, right? So whatever your purpose is, it's going to serve in some shape or form. It might not directly serve people, but it's going to indirectly serve people. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so let's just say whatever you do, I don't care if you just draw, but you never sell it, right? And people watching you draw, you put that out there to the world. You don't keep your gift to yourself. You putting it out there. You showing people the process of how you draw, right? You might spark something in somebody else. They might look at you like, this person is brave. Like, look how they just putting the things that they're passionate about out there to the world. They don't even care if they get paid. You might spark something in them that's serving other people. I'm just using that for an example. That's still serving other people. Like, look at how nature serves us, right? Nature, we get 80% of our oxygen from plants and trees, and we get our food supply from nature. Like, everything is serving you. So of course you're supposed to serve other people. Man, the way I look at our existence, right? I believe, this is my belief again, I believe that we are an extension of God, right? I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious. I don't believe in that heaven and hell when you die. I think heaven and hell is a mental space. Because to think that God is petty enough to create humans, put them through a test, and say if you pass, you going up here with me, and if you fail, you're going to burn for eternity. Like, I don't view God in that light. I view God as genderless and as formless energy, masculine and feminine energy that took form through us in order to express itself. So you have a creator that created creators to keep creating. It's because God is infinite. God is so big, it had to take many forms in order to express itself. And I believe we are those forms. This is our purpose. This is why we was created, to keep creating. So whatever it is, just do it. Whatever's in your heart, do it. Revisit your childhood. This is my answer. Revisit your childhood, address the issues there, revisit there, so you can stop reliving it here. All right, just my take. That's it. Y'all have a beautiful day, man. Beautiful night. Beautiful life, baby. You got this.
God really took a time on me. God really took a time.